Hello, welcome to the Powerhouse Woman Show. I'm your host, Monica Pierre. Thank you for joining us. I am a three-time Suncoast Emmy Award winning reporter and producer. I'm a talk show host, and I am the founder of the Storymaker Academy. On the Powerhouse Woman Show, we have the pleasure of interviewing some of the most amazing powerhouse women. They honestly share their backstory, their struggles, their journey, what they've accomplished, what they're hoping to put into this world. They do it with candor, they do it with levity, and we're just so blessed to have them on the show. From time to time, I speak one on one with you, and that's what I'm doing today. I want to ask you to consider having your own TV show. You being the host of your own TV show. And before you say, Monica, you're talking crazy, I want you to stay with me for just a moment and think about what are the benefits of you having your own TV show, you self producing, hosting, creating the topics, creating the guests if you choose to do that, figuring out the format that really speaks to you, that you're comfortable with, that you put your expertise and your experience out there in the world through what you can own. And that's your own TV show, whether it's going to be online, whether it's going to be distributed online, whether it's going to be a local cable show. You get to decide these things and move forward and see it as something powerful in your marketing arsenal, something that you can use to not just raise awareness, because when you're a guest on someone's show, you are raising awareness. When you are being interviewed by the media, by your local channel, that's raising awareness. We're going to go from raising awareness to you actually being in control, you being in charge of the production. And I want you to remember this too as you're thinking about this and considering this, seriously considering hosting your own show. You get to self produce it. You get to do your own show, but it doesn't mean that you do it by yourself. If you can do a lot of this yourself, fine. If not, you can find people to help you with it. But you're going to be the decision maker, or as we say in this business, you're going to be the gatekeeper. I have been working in news and on air for a long time. I've had different shows on radio, different shows on television. I covered news, consumer news, breaking news, education news, city hall government news, all of it. And I always had a news director or an assignment editor or a producer. Oftentimes, what would happen is you have this brilliant idea, right? You say you go in there and you say, "Oh, I got this great idea for a show or for a segment or for something we could work on or investigative reporting." And you make your case, and either the news director or the producer or the assignment editor says, "Yay, this is great, go forward." Or they'll go like, "I'm not sure about that. I'll get back with you." And sometimes they never get back with you. So you have this great idea in your mind and you want it, you're passionate about it, but it doesn't go anywhere. That has happened to me throughout my career. I'll be honest, over and over again. But when COVID hit, I decided, the lockdown happened, that I would be the one in charge. I would determine what would be the best fit for me and my audience. So that's when I created the Powerhouse Woman Show. That's when I started doing things online. I used the tools that were readily available that I could control in a way and started it. So I want you to consider using your own TV show as an asset for you. You get to produce it. You get to determine who's going to be the guest. You get to determine what the format is. And there are all sorts of formats. You can do interview style, you can do a show by yourself, you could do a how to show, you could do some type of documentary, or even a reality show, not the crazy reality shows. I'm not talking about that. But you could follow, for example, your client from beginning to middle to end, working with you and the success and the transformation that takes place. That's a reality show. And that would be something your audience, your niche market would be so interested in. So, how do you do this? How do you start your own show for presence, for power, and for profits? Well, it's not as hard as you think. You say, okay, Monica, yeah, you won some Emmys. Yeah, you've been on TV. Yes, you've been on radio, but I don't do any of that. It's not as hard as you think. So again, it's about figuring out a format that works best for you. You may be saying, well, okay, all right, I could do that. I could interview people. I'm a great listener, or I like asking provocative questions, or I have a point of view. But what about the equipment, Monica? Well, sometimes we think we need to go from zero to $30,000, right? Or $100,000. I bet if I went into your office or your studio or maybe in your closet, is equipment in your box. It's in boxes right now that you haven't even opened. So it doesn't take as much. It takes a willingness. It takes a good mic. It takes a camera, and you could also use your iPad, your phone, or you could use your laptop. You have enough to get started. And you say, well, true, but I don't want to do it. There are producers, there are freelancers out there that you can work with to get this done. And then you say, well, how can I make money on this? I would also challenge you to think about what is compensation, what is profits to you. Could you use your own show and it could be sponsored by your business, sponsored by your program that you're rolling out? There are lots of ways to do that. You could use your own show as a way to get sponsors. You could use your own show as to create your own events, your own conferences. There's so many ways in which you can do that, other than you could do a partnership with YouTube. Sure, yes, but while you're building an audience, there's some ways in which you can get money right now and use your show. But the most important thing I would say is that you get to decide. You get to use your show and say, "Hey, I am the host of the upcoming TV show, fill in the blank." And you work your networks, you let people know what you're doing, and people will reach out to you and want to be a guest on your show. And you make a decision as to whether or not it's a good fit or in line with what you're doing. So I'm going to challenge you to think seriously about having and starting your own TV show for presence, for power, and for profits. And you will never, ever, ever, ever have to hear the word no. No, I don't think that's a good idea for a show. No, I don't think, not right now. Or no, not you. You get to decide that. I want to encourage you to reach out to me because I am starting not just an offer, I'm starting what I consider a mission. I'm looking for 12 powerhouse women to join me in this effort to start their own TV shows, whether it's online, whether it's on cable, whether it's syndicated or distributed, to get started. And the easiest way to get the barrier of no entry is just really getting in there. You can do it online and we can elevate it. Even if you have a show that you've been doing, how do you take it to the next level? I'm looking for 12 powerhouse women to join me for the On Air Accelerator. Start your own TV show for power, presence, and profit. And I think you can be a part of this show. And what it is just willing to start. We have enough to get started. We often think we need so much more than we have, but there is enough for us to get started. So I want to encourage you to reach out to me. You can email me at Monica at monicapierrepresents.com, MONICA at MONICAPIERREPRENSENTS.com. And just in the subject line, put my own TV show, my own TV show, and we can talk about it. And I'd love for you to be part of what I see as what we can control. I'm so passionate about us telling our stories, controlling our narratives, because there is so much effort to silence voices. There's so much effort to diminish stories. There's so much out there that says your story doesn't matter. Your story is not important. What you're building and what you have built, it doesn't really matter. And I'm saying, you know what? Enough of that. Enough of that. You can use your own TV show for profits, for presence, for power, for putting the types of guests and topics on that really transform the world. You can show your leadership through your own TV show. So will you join me in this effort, the On Air Accelerator? Just email me, Monica at monicapierrepresents.com. We'll have a conversation and see if you can be part of this initiative. I'm really is what I'm calling it. This initial push, this initiative to get you with your own TV show, not next year, to start now. Self-producing it, getting it out there, getting the format down, figuring out how to get started now, and you can always build and using it to part of your marketing, part of your branding, letting the world know that you have your own show. And you don't have to have broadcast experience. You don't have to have 3 Emmys or 2 Emmys or an Emmy at all. You just have the guts and the bravery to say, you know what? I can do this. Thank you so much for being with us on the Powerhouse Woman Show. And I hope you join me. And join us next week for the Powerhouse Woman Show as we have more guests on our show.